If you do have a yoga mat or anything that you want to lay out, if you haven't already, go ahead and do that. We will start standing when we do start.
Yes, and also if you have yoga blocks, especially if splits are not super in your practice or that's a tougher place for you to hit flexibility wise, yoga blocks will certainly help for this class. If you don't have that, something similar that you can just kind of prop your hands up on to make up for any distance between your hands and the floor. And Leah, I would say if you're ready, we can get started.
All right, so let's go ahead and stand up. Maybe just at the center of your space. Take a moment to ground down into your feet. Let's see if I can get my head in the frame. Awesome. Take a big breath in and roll the shoulders back 3 times. And forward 3 times. Awesome. Keep that forward roll. Start bringing your chin to your chest, and we're just going to roll down. Think about maybe you have something heavy in your arms and you're rolling 1 vertebrae at a time. Awesome. Go ahead and soften your knees, drop your bottom, and curl up using your shoulder blades to lead the way. And roll them back. Awesome. Let's go ahead and think about, if we were a banana, how we might peel the front, the sides, and the back. So you can take your hands on the top of your head or reach even further above to the very top of your banana. And you're going to start peeling the front. Let's start with the front. Peel, peel, peel. Use your arms really slow. Keep them close into the body. Keep that chin tucked. Watch yourself peeling your front layer all the way down. Awesome. Soften your knees. Let that little piece go as you curl up. Awesome. Let's do a side. So reach up to the top of that side. Grab that edge and peel down. Good. I'm still hinging forward. I'm just leaving my hands at the side. Awesome. Cool. Coming back to center as you drop your bottom and roll up. Good. Let's do the other side. Reach just the arms, so we're just getting a nice little twist in the torso, but the legs stay straight. Grab that other side. Peel it down again. You're hinging forward, not to the side, just keeping your hands at the side. Awesome. Bring your hands back to center. Roll it up. So the back part's a little tricky. We're gonna reach up, grab the back, roll it down. Now I have to change my arms. So I'm gonna, at my shoulders, take my hands out and then re-grab from underneath. Peel it down. Awesome. All the way down. Drop the bottom and roll it back up. Awesome, fun little visualization. All right, let's do just a couple of sun salutations. So take a breath in, bring your arms back overhead. Awesome. We're gonna take the palms together at the top and do just a little arch back, squeeze your bottom as you arch back and look up at your thumbs. Exhale back to center. We're gonna keep going, hinging at the waist. Awesome, coming to a forward fold. Let your hands slide up your shins, looking out with a flat back. Good, exhale back to a fold. Let's go ahead and plant the hands. You can step or jump the feet back, coming into a plank position. And I'm gonna adjust my camera just a little bit. So plank position. Nice strong plank. Let's rock forward so that the shoulders come over the fingertips. Stay nice and strong. Keep those elbows into your rib cage as you lower your belly down to the floor. Flatten the toes. We're going to do a cobra first, keeping the arms bent. Nice big inhale. Push just your rib cage off. Leave those hips down, looking out. Awesome. Exhale, belly down. Now we're going to do an up dog. So we'll wheel straighten the arms. Take another inhale. Push up. Get those hips all the way off the ground. Awesome. Good. You can curl your toes under if that feels okay to you, all at once or one at a time. Curl your toes. We're going to push back to a down dog. Nice. Walk your feet towards your hands. You can soften your knees if you need to. Coming back to a forward fold. Soften the knees, drop the bottom, and curl on up. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms overhead. Hinge forward. Plant the hands. Let's step the right foot back so we're in a lunge on the right leg. Keep those toes curled under, if I could speak. Get light in your fingers. Use your abs. We're going to come into a crescent lunge. So lift those fingers up off the floor. Reach your arms overhead. Awesome. Stay here for a breath. Go ahead and drop that back knee. Flatten the toes. Good. You can take your hands to heart center with palms pressed together. And we're going to twist to the left, come back to center, twist to the right. Come back to center. Awesome. Go ahead and plant the hands. Curl the toes under. We'll come back into a down dog. So send that left leg back. Down dog. Good. Let's go ahead and bring the right leg forward, coming into that lunge. Stay on the back toes. Get strong in your belly. Light in your fingers. We're going to come into a crescent lunge on this side. Slowly bring those arms overhead. Awesome. We'll stay here for a breath. Good. Drop that back knee. Flatten the toes. Bring the hands to your heart center. We're going to twist to the right. Come back to center. Twist to the left. Back to center. Cool. Take the hands back down. Plant them. Curl the toes under. We'll come back to down dog. And then walk the feet toward the hands. Drop your bottom, softening the knees. Let's curl on up. Do another big inhale, arms overhead. Forward fold. Hands up the shins, looking out, flat back. Halfway rise. Back to forward fold. Soften your knees, drop your bottom. Let's curl back up. All the way to standing. Awesome. Let's go ahead and step to a straddle. Awesome. Arms out to the side. Let's twist, keeping the legs straight to start. We're going to start with legs nice and straight, arms really engaged. Twist to the right. So you may not twist as far as you're used to. And twist. Start taking that twist all the way down so you can bend your knees and come more into a lunge, making it a fuller, bigger twist. Awesome. Awesome. Let's go ahead and bend the arms in and think about bringing your elbow to your opposite knee. Good. Couple more each side. And last one each side. And come back to the center. Let's go ahead and heel toe the feet back together. Let's do 10 jumping jacks just to get our heart rate a little bit more up. That was a nice variation or easing into it. Let's bring it up just a little higher. So 10 jumping jacks. Ready and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Let's bring the knees up, jogging in place. High knees. Good. Kick the booty, high heels. Good. A little bit more. We're going to do hopping with the feet together. One side, other side. Skiers. Keep it up. A few more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Go ahead and step wide again. We're going to hinge at the waist. Take the hands. You can drive them into your shins. Keep a flat back. Looking out. Pressing back into your tailbone and your heels. Catching our breath. And then we'll hinge all the way forward. With the palms come down to the floor, dropping your head. Go ahead and nod your head yes. A few times. Shake it no. Good. Shift your weight a little to the right. Stacking more your weight on your right leg. Come back through center. Shift over to the left. Come back to center. We're gonna take it a little further to either side, thinking about wrapping our chest around that thigh. So let's walk our hands over to one side, walk the hands up the leg, and take that same side arm and let it rest on your low back, and look up toward the ceiling. Think about bringing your heart to your thigh. We're going to ease on out of that, coming back, sweeping through center, going to the other side. Same side hand, resting on the low back if that feels good to you. I like to use my same side arm my opposite arm into my leg to get that twist a little deeper. And come back to center. Plant the fingertips, toe heel, your feet a little closer so you can drop your bottom and come into a nice frog. Nice little frog. Awesome. Let's take the elbows into the knees, palms together. Nice little stretch. Good. We'll come up a little bit higher. I'm going to actually take my foot a little wider and come into more of a goddess stretch. And then let's push one shoulder forward, dropping it down toward the floor, coming back to center, going to your other side. Back to center. Let's go both sides one more time. Awesome. And then let's go ahead and come on down to our bottoms, taking the legs out straight. We're gonna do a couple more folds. So first one, let's go ahead and do with pointed feet. So let's get a nice point kicking. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, getting long in your spine. Arms overhead, take a nice big breath in. Bring those shoulders up to your ears and hinge forward, reaching toward your toes. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths. And roll on up with your spine. Awesome. Let's do another with flexed feet. Arms overhead. Nice big breath in. And hinge. Rolling back up in the spine. Awesome. Let's do a quick straddle stretch. I'm sure we're going to get more into this, but just to wake up our hips a little. Let's start in a point again. Try to stay long in your side body and reach same side hand down your leg towards your toes, back to center and over. So try not to hinge forward, staying up as tall as you can, so you're getting a nice side body. Opening. Lovely. Go ahead and stay to one side. Bring your opposite arm overhead. Think about keeping that chest pointed out and even up toward the ceiling. That's my time. Other side. Awesome. Go ahead and come into a butterfly to oppose that. And that is the end of my section. So I will hand it on off to Miss Sarah. Hope you feel a little warm.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Leah, for that amazing warm up. I think that will get us ready for what's next. So this next 30-minute session is just really focused on opening parts of the hips, the legs, just to get deeper into our splits. So no matter where you are with your flexibility, there's going to be different modifications that I'll give you. Like Cressie said, yoga blocks are great. If you don't have yoga blocks, even some really thick books can help you with that, or a blanket rolled up. I will suggest some socks on for this portion, just because we'll be sliding on our heels a lot. So that would be, it's a little more comfortable for me. Biggest rule here is just to listen to your body. So come out of a stretch if it feels like it's too much. And if you want to challenge yourself, you can also challenge yourself. Feel free to do that. I'll give progressions there as well. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start standing on our mats with either a block or a blanket rolled up about at least a few inches. We'll do a nice calf stretch. You can also use a foam roller like so. We have one of these. To adjust my camera real quick.
You've muted yourself. I can't hear you.
Thank you guys. I don't know how long I've been muted on accident. Gonna put our right foot toes onto the block. Left leg is stacked under the hip. And then on your own timing, inhale, nice tall spine. Exhale, let's start to fold over the waist. Hands can come to your prop here. So you're really just trying to stretch your calf. A lot of our splits flexibility can start with these really tight calf muscles, especially if you're active, you're a runner, you're a skier, doing all sorts of fun things like that. Let's inhale, let's rise up, tall spine, so halfway up. And then exhale, fold nose towards the knee. And we'll stay here for just a few breaths. Inhale, rise. Take a moment to do some ankle rolls each way. Let that go. Opposite side. And take your left foot, same thing, toes up on your prop. Make sure your right ankle is stacked under the hip. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, fold over that leg. Your hands can ground down on either the ground or your prop here. Nose towards the knee. Breathe into that really tight calf muscle. Might be different on one side or the other, a little bit tighter. Inhale, extend halfway up with your spine. And exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Hold for a few breaths here. And start to rise. So you're standing, you can do some ankle rotations, both directions, wring that out. Other direction. And from here, you can take your block to the side for now. You want it close by. Let's find a lunge with the right leg forward. So take a moment to square your hips. Should I? Oh, okay. Just checking the comments there. So square your hips. The easiest rule of thumb is to take your left hip forward and your right hip back to square. That's going to create a nice line here. Try and straighten your back leg. And then you want your ankle stacked under your knee, so you're not drifting too far forward or too back like I was. Once you feel nice and solid with your balance, hands on hips, let's drop our back knee down 5 times to the ground. For 1, press the leg straight. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice. Exhale, fold over the front leg. Walk the back leg in a few steps for a pyramid pose, like you might know from yoga. Once again, take a moment to square your hips. So left hip forward, right hip back. Inhale, tall spine. You can use your blocks here. If this is troubling for your hamstring, a little bit tight there, use your blocks. Tall spine, exhale, fold. Woo, feel that burn. So good. Inhale, rise halfway up. Exhale, fold. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Firing up our splits. All right, let go of that. Bend into your front knee. Take your left leg to meet the right and just find a fold. So nose towards the knees. You can have a slight micro bend in your knees if it's more comfortable. Maybe you notice your right leg feels a little bit longer than your left. We will work on that next. So inhale, take our hands down to the ground, step the right leg back into a lunge. Root down and rise up. So back leg is as straight as it can be. Make sure that the knee is stacked over the ankle. Square the hips. This time, right hip goes forward, left hip back. That's it. And drop the knee down 5 times. 1, press the leg straight. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome. Take our hands on the frame of the foot. Walk your back leg in a few steps. Remember, you can use your yoga blocks at any time to make this a little more comfortable if you're still warming into your hamstrings. It's very tight there. Inhale, tall spine, and then exhale, fold towards the knee. Still keep track of where your hips are at. So really try and square the hips. The more we practice square hips in all of our other poses, the more square that our actual split will be. So it's a constant checking in, okay? Inhale, I don't think we rose up halfway again. And then exhale, fold. One more breath here. And then rise, halfway up, bend the left knee. Step forward to meet the opposite. We'll just take a little yoga squat like Leah showed us earlier, a little froggy pose. And from here, hands at heart center, you just move side to side. Get into the hips a little bit more. You guys are doing great. All right. Let's take our hips up high. Heel toe the feet into the center. Take the left leg back into a lunge. Drop your back knee down. Toes are flat. So your right hand presses on the inside of the thigh to push it outwards. So externally rotating the leg. Left hand's planted down. Look over your shoulder. Let your foot come up. So you're on the edge of your foot. And you're splaying your leg out to the side. Make sure your back leg is straight behind you. Your foot's not sickling, pointed toe. Very nice. You can use your block here if you need under your left hand to give you a little bit more height. That's it. Remember to breathe into any tightness you find, just like in yoga class. Flexibility training's hard. We're in this together. All right, let's bring the leg back in line with the hip and have your yoga block or two very close to you for this next pose. I think they call it lizard or dragon pose, heard a lot of different names. Heel toe your right foot out just a little bit towards the edge of your yoga mat. And you have a few options with your arms. You can either have straight arms, this will be level 1. Level 2 would be forearms on a block. And then more challenging would be forearms all the way down to the mat. But see how my back is starting to round when I do that? I don't really want that shape. I want to feel really nice in my spine. So I'm at this level with my forearms. And you can let your leg drift out to the side if that feels like more of a stretch to you. Keep your foot flexed. For me, keeping my knee in line, like hugging my rib cage, actually stretches my glute. So I feel it a lot more that way. So just stick with what challenges you. I'm gonna hold this for 3 breaths. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comment section, by the way. All right, slowly rise to hands and arms straight. Walk your foot a little bit in line with your leg, so back to where we started. Left hand grounds down. You can use your block if you need to underneath that left hand. Bend your back leg, grab your toe here, and looking over your shoulder, we're going to pulse into our hand with our foot 10 times, but that pulse is actually coming from your left hip flexor and your glute muscle firing. So really focus on that rather than the kicking of the foot. Really think of it coming from your glute flexing and your hip flexor pushing forward, okay? So we'll go ahead and begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll just hold 1 for 5 seconds, just for fun. 5, 4, 3, push, 2, 1. Woo! Let that go. Find a rest in pigeon pose. So you're walking your front leg, bending the knee. Once again, focus on squaring the hips as much as you can. Really get into that practice of checking in. Press the left hip forward, right hip back. You can also have your block here to assist you in your pigeon pose. Or you can take your arms all the way down. Relax your forehead down. We'll stay here for 3 more breaths. Whenever you're ready, let's rise up. Take your right leg back into a lunge, tuck the back toes, step your left leg forward, find a fold, nose towards the knees just to reset a little bit. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold. And take your right leg back, left leg is forward into your lunge. Drop your back knee down, flatten your toes here. Right hand grounds down. Left hand pushes on the left thigh to find external rotation in the front leg. Look over your shoulder. You're on the left side of the foot, so the sole of the foot is up. Allow your leg to come back in line with your body. And then heel toe your foot out towards the left side of the yoga mat. Remember, you have many options here for a lizard pose, straight arms, or a block, or forearms, or the forearms go all the way to the ground. Really focus on Nice elongated spine here, chest pressing down. And you can take your knee out to the side or keep it in line with your body, up to you, whichever feels more challenging, more of a stretch. Hold for 3 breaths. You guys are doing great. This is my least favorite yoga pose. They say like all the things you don't like to stretch are the ones you should be focused on. So doing it. All right, inhale, take the hands down, take your block away if you're using one there, or you can use it for your right hand here if you need to. Bend your back knee, grab your foot, same thing, pulse with the glute activating and the hip flexor pressing forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, release that and find a pigeon pose. You walk your foot over to the opposite side of the mat. Square your hips, right hip down towards the mat, and relax. You can always take a drink of water whenever you need to. Relax there for 2 more breaths. All right. So from pigeon pose, just sit back onto your thigh there. Spin our legs forward and meet on our backs for some nerve flossing. So then work on micro bends. If that's kind of a habit you have, this will help with that a lot. So bring your right knee into your chest. Left leg is just pointed straight down. Take your hands interlace behind your thigh, the lower part of your thigh, so you can feel those tendons right there. Start with the knee bent, foot flexed. And we're gonna go 10 times, pressing the heel straight up, straight leg, and then pointing the toe at the very end, and then pointed toe goes down to a flex foot. So we'll start for 10, 9, you're pressing your leg towards your body the whole time. A little bit of resistance, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, we got this. 1, awesome. Shake that leg out. All right, opposite side, right to it. So press the knee into the chest, interlace the fingers, the lower part of the thigh. Bend the knee, flex the foot 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it feels a little bit too nervy, you can always hold a little bit higher. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Shake the legs out. Your banana peels. All right. Very good. Oh, we're still on the ground. Don't roll up yet. So, seated pigeon. Take your right leg over your left. Bend knee, lift your left foot up. Grab behind the leg. Grab behind the left leg so that your hands are putting pressure on the opposite leg to stretch your right hip. So you should be feeling this in these muscles there. I like to flex my feet here. The closer you can draw the knees into the chest, the bigger the stretch. Very good. All right, let's do the opposite side. So left leg crosses over the right, flex both feet, lift the right leg up, grab behind the thigh. And as you exhale, try to pull the knee closer to the chest. Good. All right. Take our feet back down to the mat. Shake them out if you need to. You're getting a lot of work right now. We're just gonna get right into it. So have our prompts. You want your yoga blocks or your books, whatever you're using, right next to you. Let's meet in a lunge. So start in a lunge, right leg forward. Just gonna catch up on these comments. Okay, nothing new there. So meet in a lunge, right leg forward. Make sure that your your right hip is stacked over your knee. Have your yoga blocks handy. They can be at the highest setting too. Rest your front leg straight and don't allow yourself to shift towards into a splits quite yet. Focus on squaring your hips or bringing that left hip forward. Sit up nice and tall. That's it. And from here, we're simply going to straighten and flex our foot for a little bit. Warm those points up. Awesome. Let's keep the foot flexed. Maybe take the blocks a little bit forward. Inhale, rise up nice and tall. Feel your left hip drawing forward to square the hips. Exhale, fold. Maybe you decide in your blocks to be on lower setting here. Give some love to that hamstring. Breathe into it. It's nice and tight. If it's shaking a little bit, that's okay. Inhale, rise up halfway. Scoot the heel a little bit, a few inches further. So that's why I like to wear socks for this. And same thing. Inhale, tall side. Exhale, fold. And basically, we're going to keep pressing our heel an inch forward until unintentionally we're in our splits, more or less, by kind of checking our bodies, folding over it, finding some movement. Nice and slow. Go at your own pace, not in a rush here. And then when you're ready, slide out into your full splits, or not your deepest splits, like basically your splits that still feels pretty comfortable without you wincing or anything, okay? Square your hips. And then wherever you're at is okay, it's right where you're supposed to be. We're gonna practice some PNF stretching, so that's contracting and relaxing kind of stretching with really good results. So for 10 seconds, press with your heel and your foot down and think about scissoring your legs together. So you're creating tension there. So you're lifting your hips, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You should feel your upper body lifting, your hips lifting. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. For 10 seconds, we're going to relax. So see how I drifted a few inches there? That's what that stretching does. We're going to relax completely using our top still. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds, squeeze. 10, 9, lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Final resting here for 10. And take your pops away. Transfer your hips. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Maybe your sits bones, your legs settle a little bit deeper. If you need to square your hips, you're like, oh, I'm coming out of my square, lift up with your hands and really put the weight out of your legs and make that adjustment. So back, hip back. Okay. Very nice. We're going to hold this for about 20 seconds. Your deepest split. If this isn't, if you're on the ground and it's not challenging enough, you can use a yoga block. Go for your over splits. So block underneath the heel on either front leg, back leg, or both. That would be your progression there. And since we don't have a lot of time, you can save those progressions for when we're done with our other leg. On your own, you could practice those, okay? All right. And then last 10 seconds, let's try and fold over our leg wherever we're at. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, take that leg back. And the child's pose for a moment. We won't get too comfortable here. A little bit, wiggle. You can giggle. All right, left side, straight to it. So if I not lunge, back leg is down, straighten your front leg. I know you should be sweating, guys. I always sweat when I stretch my splits. Straight leg, hip is stacked over the knee. Flex the foot. Look at this comment here. So you're in your half Hanuman split, flexing and pointing your leg. The back leg down. Jacob, the back leg down in your split or in your, what we're doing right now, the lunge?
Both. I mean, I just have a flexibility in that leg.
It just takes time. Flexibility is a hard one. You just have to keep working at it and just using your props and not going too far too quick. So we'll eventually get there. All right. So here we are. And then we have our blocks, maybe at the highest setting if you need them. And start to sneak your leg an inch at a time as you fold over it, creating some movement in your body to kind of trick your body from what you're really doing. It always works for me. All the while, remember to square your hips. Maybe go to the lower setting, so sneaking that leg forward. You can even point your toe in between. Make sure to breathe. Left side is always troublesome for me. All right, and then once you reach your split that doesn't make you have a funny face, then sit up nice and tall. Have your blocks handy for your props. Squeeze, so push into the heel, push to the back of the foot, raise the hips. Think about scissoring your legs together for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's resist again. So push, lift, 10, 9, 8, 7. You're doing great. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then release, relax. Woo. All right, you can walk your heel out a little bit more if that's uncomfortable. We're gonna try and square your hips. We're gonna hold here. Make any adjustments that you need. If you need to back out, re-square, come back into it. Awesome. Should be in your deepest split now. You're really just trying to relax any muscles that are being tricky with you. Last 10 seconds. Fold over the knee. If that is accessible to you. 10. And then you can also press your point. I didn't say that on the other side, but that's always a good one to get a little point stretch in. 5, 4. Woo! My legs are shaking. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's meet on our backs. Feet as wide as your mat and just swim to the right of the legs. You guys did it. Congratulations. And we are running out of time. I don't think we have a lot of time to do our middle splits, but that could always be a follow-up class, I think. That would be great. So let's just, thank you, Kaylin. Thanks so much. So let's just start in a straddle. Just end with our pancake straddle, kind of like where Leah left us in the beginning. Find our pancake straddle. And once again, just go side to side, trying to keep our side body nice and long here. And then stand up nice and tall, take the arms up to the sky, big inhale, big exhale, and relax in our pancake, really trying to draw the chest down towards the ground. And that's my alarm. Feel free to stay here, another 20 seconds. You guys did so awesome today. I'm so happy to be a part of this platform, teaching you guys. Splits are one of my favorites too. So let me send it back to Leah or Cressie. Just want to say thank you so much for being here, guys.
Thank you guys, and thank you, Sarah. That was awesome. I feel so limber. I appreciate everybody showing up, and yeah, thank you, Cressie, as always, for everything that you do. You're amazing. Yeah, have a great day, everyone. I'll pass it to Cressie.
Yay, thank you all so much for being here. I'm so excited we got over 30 participants today. We've lost a lot of our visibility with our events, so make sure that you're checking back for the event pages. I can no longer just automatically invite you guys, unfortunately. So just know